What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Glock. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? This is not a live video. This is a premiere video, which means this video is already done, right? I'm going to be in the comment section interacting with you guys and talking to you guys through the duration of this, but brace yourselves because this is going to be a very long matchup. So, it's already 47 minutes just off of that alone. This is not even including me talking over the video. So there's going to be some pauses, some playbacks, things. So this can probably chalk up to about an hour of time. So you guys make sure you got some snacks and all that great stuff. And we're going to get right into this as soon as possible. This is an amazing fight right here. I really want you guys to see this, and I hope that you guys enjoy it as much as I do, because this is a good fight. So let's get it cracking. Get it cracking. Volume level's good. Everything seems to be okay. Yes, sir. BubbaShrimp 101 versus Kurly. A lot of people don't know about BubbaShrimp. He wasn't really somebody that really stuck in the community. He kind of popped up and left and popped up and left. Maybe he was there back in the day. Probably very OG. They're just dicking around. But yeah, he's not really just in the trials like that. So that's interesting. This first round is literally a throw. And they're back at it. So right now Kurly's using his pressure and his unlocks to basically bait. And that's a really beautiful thing when you see that, because like right there, the whiff punishments, no interspacing. But at that point in time though, Kurly was not aware that he wasn't going to press, because that's the only way he got the punishment last time for the counter hit, was just because he BubbaShrimp pressed, but he was not going to press that time. Oh, nice read by Kurly, but Shrimp is doing an excellent job at just not doing what he expects him to do. Keep everything interesting, staying on his guard, and being very defensive. Tried to jump, and that was a bad read, but he has a 50-50 there. So it's interesting to see like how that all plays out. He's like, nah, I'm going to try to read this, but Kurly's like, nah, I'm going to throw this instead. Kurly willing to sacrifice his guard for the sake of an opening. Nice. Shrimp is turning himself into a Beyblade. Straight up horizontals everywhere. Kurly's out of there. Kurly's on a wall. He's in a real bad position right now. Oh my god. That was very awkward and clunky in that last part. It was like they were just like on the rocks, kind of like going back and forth a little bit. Ooh, and he did not get that. See, that's one thing about flute swing. Flute swing is like a mid horizontal. I don't know how to explain flute swing. I do not like flute swing. Flute swing is annoying. Out the way, there's a bottleneck right there. So even though Kurly went to dodge the 1-inch punch, it wasn't going to happen that way. Kurly using feints, trying to bait his reaction. It's not working. Kurly thought he had it figured out. He thought he knew what was up, and it was 1 inch. And Shrimp is like, little small teabag right there. But he thought it was going to be 1 inch. And that's the beauty of having 50-50s in your deck, is that the reaction that you get from your opponent is going to be a variable of your own patterns and behavior. So you're easily able to break it in condition using a 50-50 deck. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of big boy damage right there. Oh, broke his guard right back. Double wobble low kick. And the technique that you guys are seeing there, let's go back a little bit, right? Not here. But as you can see, he throws wobble low. He's in back stance, right? He throws it again. Now, how do you do it twice? Because obviously not a step cancel. Is through your unlocks. There's a higher level of unlocking that a lot of people have to figure out, because yeah, you can do a lot of shit with it. Nice. Kurly's very patient, and if he wasn't patient, basically what happened was Shrimp would have been able to absorb an attack with that exhaust, and would have gave him the advantage. He wants that advantage back bad right now. He wants that advantage back bad right now. He has it. It's all about what he does in these moments. And right now, he is mixing Kurly up. He is mixing Kurly up. Nice. That was solid. Kurly didn't know what to do. My boy's just on guard. Like, what is going on? What is happening? He doesn't know. It's too much. Staying on him right now. Nice. Kurly tries to close the range with that flute swing, and this time Shrimp got it out. He's like, nah, I'm not hitting it twice with that. That's not happening. Kurly right now using all the technique that he can. Just stay on top of Shrimp. He's pressuring, but Shrimp has the reads. He has the reads. Jab out of his feint. Kurly doing a good job at kind of like pacing himself. Nice. That was really nice. See, that's what happens when you use your deck against somebody. Shrimp knows where those moves are placed, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they're using the same deck. So this is like a straight up mirror match. Windfall and same moveset. So Shrimp knows where those moves are placed, and Kurly used that knowledge against him. They are trying to poke each other with 1-inch punch, and it's hilarious. That's funny. Nice. Curly using his guard break to bait his reaction. Shrimp isn't going for it twice, though. Avoid side kick inside. Curly gets his advantage back. Oh. Off of that. That was a sexy play. Like, that was too fast for me to even react to. But basically, Curly used that exhaust to get a little stamina back and to get his advantage back. And Shrimp was like, I'm going to do it next. But then Curly was like, I'm not going for it. And it was just, that was so dope. That was so dope. Oh, and that was a solid read by Shrimp. He was not taking that. Staying on guard, getting out that unsafe loop. No, sir. Straight into EQ. And he's like, return to sender. You're going to eat this one. Oh, my God. Curly thought that he was going to throw his attack, and he used his exhaust instead. That was dope. That was hella dope. That was real dope. He tried to read that, and he got a 1-inch punch. Curly obviously excited. He's like, that was dope. That was dope. That was definitely wicked. That was pretty sick. Sick-ass play. All right. So they're going to play out from round 2. That was a solid avoid right there. Off of the sidekick. Most definitely. They're just kind of playing footsies right now. Poking each other. Trying to wheel each other down a little bit. Oh, out of there. Oh, put the wrong read, but the right. Yeah. Oh, and there goes your stamina. Returns with liver knee. Shrimp is still reading this. Shrimp is just reading everything. Curly is just really trying to like confuse him any way that he can, and Shrimp is just not paying attention to him. And while Curly is trying to use his 1-inch punch to bait a reaction, Shrimp is throwing his. Shrimp is like, you're gonna get hit with this. Shrimp is not respecting that flute swing at all. It's like, I read it already once. I'm not doing this again. And there's a bottleneck there still. So even if Curly avoids whenever he faints, he still can avoid that rising kick regardless. And that is the second time that's worked against Shrimp. So Shrimp has to be aware of that. And if he's going to feint that, he has to use his alternative, which is his wobble low kick. Curly is just going right into the bullshit. And Shrimp is just like, no, let me sidestep, let me duck, let me do everything I can. Smack, smack. Oh, and there goes the exhaust. So Shrimp has to be very careful this moment because everything he does by this point is going to count because he has no health basically and a full tank of stamina, and that's all he can rely on. But Curly just hosed him down. He just like hosed him down, so he wasn't getting that. Putting pressure on somebody with low health is probably the best thing to do. You don't want to throw heavies because they're more inclined to jab when their health is low. I think when people's health is low, they're going to jab more, and when their stamina is low, they're going to like start spamming their ability everywhere. So when your stamina is low, you can feint happily, but when their health is low, you can just pressure happily. So you just got to be careful with those variables because some people actually do the opposite. So you got to be real careful with all that. Got to be real careful with all that. Nice feinting. Curly is really trying to read it because he doesn't know what he's going to do. Because Shrimp is doing a very good job at keeping himself unpredictable and harder to read. Got him out of that sidestep. Under that, sexy. Oh my goodness. And see that timing. Let me tell you guys about time conditioning right quick. Let's talk about it. Time conditioning is basically whenever, you know, you're playing with a certain style and you use timing to throw someone off. So let's look at what happened here in depth, right? So when that happened, you see how he stopped? Even though he got his avoid, he's not attacking, right? Still not. Curly sidestepped because he's so used to the pacing of everything. And then the deck conditioning, right? Just off the combat conditioning, because Shrimp will usually throw his low back fist to a wallet blow, and he's not doing that. So he used time in his deck against him, and Curly has sidestepped into boom, a flute swing. Not good. Unfortunately, the crouching elbow does not reach off of it, so yikes. But still, that was a solid play. That was a really solid play because that guarantees that Curly wouldn't have guarded. If he would have buffered that, Curly would have been able to see that and he would never have sidestepped. He just would have stayed on guard. Solid. Oh, and that was a feint to an avoid. Shrimp is really just throwing that out. He's probably going to use this wobble low now. He's going to use the wobble low. No. See, Shrimp is doing a really good job at keeping himself interesting. And right now, Shrimp is really in trouble. Right now, he's really in trouble. Curly doesn't want to break his guard. And let me tell you why. When someone's health is, or sorry, not their health, but when someone's stamina is low, you don't really want to break their guard. What you really want to do is you want to keep their health as low as you possibly can. because then you can get more hits. If you break the guard, you're not getting no more than 3 hits out. And those 3 hits can be really damaging. But there's no damage like someone constantly just being out of stamina, just getting hit over and over. And then like it happened, then you break their guard, and then you get your big boy punishment. And then you're gonna do a shit ton of damage. And that's better than anything. That's more satisfying than anything. Just crushing someone and they can't do anything about it. You gotta watch your stamina. You have to. But in that situation, it was more the exhaust than anything. Shrimp had the idea for this engagement, but it wasn't gonna work out too much because Kurly is really aggressive. You can see his deck has a lot of chase in it. Oh, out the way. Out the way. Oh. They did not get any perfect avoids on that. Kurly is whiffing that wall below a lot because the thing about it is that the only way that wall below will work is if BubbaShrimp tries to press a button, and Shrimp is being too calculated right now. Shrimp is going 5,000 IQ. He's not hearing that. He's not reading your bullshit. He's going to jab, and that's smart because what Kurly is doing is just like gimmicky. It's like, oh, I'm going to hit you, you know? And see, you got to get out the way or just smack that man. You got to read that. Oh, nope. That you got to read. Oh, out there. And Shrimp is very confident in his... Oh! That was nice, Shrimp. He's very confident in his avoids. He's like very confident in his avoids. Oh, out the way of that. Now Kurly has to figure out how to flip this. And Kurly's going to use the shit against him. Wow. And Shrimp got no punishment off of that at all because the moves didn't connect. When you build decks, make sure that when you're in meditation that you're like actually like seeing things. And sometimes even go out and fight the AI in the open world because he used the flute swing and that actually served to his detriment even on guard break. He was not able to do anything about that. And by the time he was able to do anything else again, the exhaust already worn off and Kurly was already able to go into a guard. So make sure that your moves can actually connect. GG boys, GG. Yeah, connecting those moves, that would have definitely helped out a lot in that situation. And in a lot of situations actually, because there's some situations that you know, I've seen in the fight already where that same chain did not work out. And if it did, if he would have had Drunk Crane, he would have actually been able to do something with it. But honestly, I think that the Drunk Crane flute swing loop, that's just a little old. I think people need to find a new move because everyone's just copying it because they just want the damage. And it makes everyone look really corny. A lot of people don't know that on guard break it's actually not a true confirm either. It's only a variable of your host, but that's another conversation for another time. There goes that conditioning right there. There goes that conditioning right there. And you can see Kurly tried to sidestep on his sidekick. And Shrimp was like, nah, I'm not going to throw that because it's very reactable. It's like 16 frames. Solid. There goes Kurly with that unlocked double wobble low. Kurly's giving a good job of just spacing. And right now, this is your neutral control, and it's not working. Kurly tried to feint into a duck, and Shrimp is out here throwing out 1-inch punches like it's candy. Like he does not care. This move is so dangerous and so hard to use, and Shrimp is like, I'm going to use it. And I think it's taking Kurly some time to realize he will use it. I don't even think even Kurly's anticipating this shit. He's like, dude, he's actually throwing this? Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. He's really not caring. He's throwing one of the most unsafe things out there. And he's just like, yeah, here you go. Here's 25 frames for you, buddy. No tracking. But even though it was funny enough, it actually did track in that last one that he threw. But still, I mean, that move for the most part is pretty easy to work around. Be it just, look, just a jab. Look, he flute swinged him out of it. I mean, even though he kind of like, you know, buffered it a little bit, but still. Oh, guard broken. He feinted his liver knee. If he would not have feinted that liver knee, that would have been big boy damage. Ah, the feinting got him. Shrimp is getting to a point where he's really starting not to care a lot about Kurly's bullshit. So all that multi-feinting is not finna go down. Kurly has to think of something, because if he doesn't, Shrimp is going to stop the main thing he relies on. All Kurly's trying to really do is bait. That's all he's trying to do in this whole situation. He's just trying to bait him, right? Like right there. You know, he's using his spacing to bait whiffs. He's using his feinting to bait reactions. Like, he's doing a lot of baiting. And then once he has him conditioned, he's going to go into his pressure. That was a nice feint. That was a nice feint. And Curly no longer reading, or not reading, I'm sorry, but he's no longer calling Shrimp's bluff on those 1-inch punches. He's like, no, I'm going to start hitting you because he's just throwing them. He's really just, he's like, yes, here's a 1-inch punch. Back to their neutral control. Ooh, that wasn't going to work. Curly had already threw his out earlier, so, and he feinted it. He feinted it. Shrimp whiffed on purpose because he thought that Curly would close the gap with it. And it didn't happen like that. It did not go down like that. Out the way of that. Oh, the Shrimp with the reads, dude. His reading is phenomenal. Triple, quattro feints, and they're not even effective because he's like, no. They're both exhausted. Curly is the first one to blow his load, pause, and he's out the way. He's out the way. Curly does a really good job at keeping his spacing, understanding his grounding. His footing is very nicely placed. Trying to use the feints to mix him up, but Shrimp is confident. He is stiff. He is not moving. He's going to guard because he has a stamina too. By this point, the only thing he can't block is a 1-inch punch. Shrimp not reading it. Good job. That was a solid play. Yeah, he did execute on that, and that was probably not the best thing to do in the situation, but it was the smartest thing to do in that scenario because the thing about it is that Curly is very, he can play very risky in the sense that Curly will sometimes do a whole bunch of shit, right? And then, like, you know, you'll think you're safe to jab, and then he'll stop feinting at that moment. And, you know, it'll ruin everything. Just, like, little things like that. So, the best option would be the Earthquake in that scenario. Which sucks, because it killed. But, I mean, if you're going to use powers, you got to expect things like that. You know, the powers are going to kill at some point. It's going to happen. It's just a result of actually allowing people to use powers. Here you go. Here you go. Right now, they're just trying to whittle each other down. It's a very slow climb from this point, but guarding, spacing, and their neutral control, their footsies, is going to be everything. Curly trying to get in where he can. Shrimp back on EQ with only a pixel of health. And Curly taking revenge the same way he got last round, so you can't even be mad. You can't even be mad. Man. Like, they're really fucking slugging it out right now. And these are the techniques and the unwritten rules that I think that people need to understand about Absolver. Spacing, neutral control, baiting. These things are so important, and they're doing a very good job at using every element of fighting that they can to try to get anything off of each other. And good sportsmanship to both these guys. Shout out to these guys. All right, there we go. It's very good, safe loop, some mix-ups, and into that 1-inch punch. Curly did not see that coming. He was not looking for that. And that's a really good thing right there. A temple knock into a disengagement. A good move to play keep out with. Which I wouldn't say temple knock is a good move to play keep out with, but you need one. You need a good move to play keep out with. Under that. And Shrimp is just trying to figure out how to stop his pressure. He's not even trying to read his deck anymore, because you know he can. Oh, and Curly was first yet again. Let's get him off the rocks. Curly not knowing how to close that gap. That was a lot of space, so he basically wasted 3 shards. So now Curly is shardless, and Shrimp is on him. And Curly, oh wait, I thought he was going to disengage, and he's not. And Shrimp only has a pixel of health. Curly realizes his health is low, and that's pretty much what he was going for. I see now. Curly knew his health is low. When he got that exhaust out, he was like, I'm not worried about my stamina. He has no health. I'm going to hit him with a heavy. Go ahead to stop that 1-inch punch. Shrimp is really using that 1-inch punch. Oh, he's out the way, and that does not make that safe. He sidestepped both of them. I think Shrimp is realizing he actually can. Curly using those feints to try to get any kind of reaction at all that he can. This is not working. He read that wrong. He was expecting low back fist, but that's the beauty and conditioning. Solid liver knee placement. Curly's being very low. All he wants to do is work out as much health as he can, because whenever you get the apologies, I drop my controller and I close everything. So we're back to where we last left off. Back at it. And they're in there. They're in there. My boy's doing his windfall dab. You know, when you back stance, left, right. That's the windfall dab. Ooh. Ooh, return to Cinder. Hold that. And a 1-inch punch that he's just so bravely just tossing out. And he's just going to backpedal. He's like, yeah, you know, you're not touching me. Oh, wow. He whiffed that. He definitely whiffed that. He had a solid read, but Curly had the timing on him. He's going to throw his 1-inch punch. No, he's not. No, he's not. Oh. Curly saw the sidestep and reacted to that. Oh my goodness, so much flute swinging. 3 flute swings. Kurly is getting fluted. I didn't even know that was a thing up until this fight. He's getting fluted. Out the way of that. Nice. And he disengages. See, and that's what I'm saying. You got to know whenever something's over. I know even though they were on the rocks, like, yeah, but even then, even without the rocks, that was still smart. Because if he would have tried to go toe-to-toe with him with his health, if he would have got avoided, it would have been Kurly's pressure all over again. He's stuck in it. So you got to know when to disengage, even for your own benefit. Nice. That was solid. Kurly tried to feint and unlock, and I think he got stuck. But still, Shrimp was on that. Because an Absolver, I mean, with any fighting game, really, when you see an opportunity, you got to capitalize on it. You got to take it right then and there. Because if you don't take it right then and there, it's going to pass up. Everything happens in an instant in fighters. And they're on each other. Good spacing causing a whiff that wobble low. And that's what I'm saying. If you would have pressed right when that whiff happened, you would have interrupted that string. And that would have been a counter hit. Nice damage. Nice damage. Solid. So Shrimp is going to spawn back with full health, and he's going to have the health advantage for this round. We're going to see how that happens because it's not that big of an advantage, honestly. It's literally a quarter difference. Opening up with wobble blow. I'm sorry, I almost said wobble low. So many wobble lows been flying. I'm just like, so much wobble, so much fluting, so much 1-inching. So much fluting. And even though his stamina is low, my boy Shrimp is not worried. My boy is confident in the situation, centered up, squared up. There you go. And now it's time for that to be used against you. He's out the way. That was a really good unlock. He got all his resources back. Their health seems to be about pretty even, and he's under that. Earthquake. Wait, whoa, he teched the earthquake. So there's a strategy that you can use. I don't really know how it goes. It's a very weird strategy. But somewhere in the midst of an earthquake, if you press guard, you can actually negate the stun effect. So, like, Shrimp was actually able to block a 12 frame after the earthquake because he teched the earthquake, and that's crazy. He fell for it. You got to know, when Kurly sees you on guard, he's not really trying to hit you. He's really just trying to figure out how to get you off of the guard. Oh! Kurly always wins the flute swing war. Whenever it comes down to them throwing it at the same time, Kurly always gets it. And if Kurly... I'm sorry, not Kurly. If Shrimp would not have thrown his, this would have went way differently. Good sportsmanship to these guys. Good GG. GG. Good G's. Good G's, bro. Good G's. Oh, and as I say that, here goes a teabag to slow walk. What is Kurly doing? All right, we're at the square up. Good shit. Good shitty. Nope. That crouching. Get that side kick. Kurly's stamina being very low. I mean, he's just looking right now. And that's what's so beautiful about reading. You know, you can always tell when someone is. He's trying to use timing against him, throwing out those delays in his deck. Smart move. Shrimp not really knowing what to do. He's trying to go for a jab. He's pressed 2 times already. And either string was unsafe, so he wasn't going to get that through. Nice. Solid avoid. Knowing when he's going to press. Because sometimes reading is bigger than just the deck, too. Guys got to keep that in mind. Knowing what your opponent's going to do and why and when and using that against him is actually just as important. He's not reading that shit. That shit's not even safe. He's going for a flute swing way too much, and Kurly realizes that. And he has a pixel of health, so he has to be careful. I mean, the most he can really prey on is that he's going to get Kurly's health as low as he can before he dies. So he's like, let me just double jump and then flute swing. And then Kurly's like, laughs and sidekick. There goes the spawn. Oh, that tracking was nasty. Hit him with that. Hit him with that. Smack him in the face. Disengage. Nope, smack him back in the face. You hold that. Smack him in the face again. It is a slap. Oh my god, what is this? The slap contest. Flute swing! Because they got plenty. Oh my god. Kurly is just in love. Oh my god. What is he doing, bro? He just took a triple flute swing. That's funny. That's hilarious. A triple flute swing. God. That is brutal. I'm trying to read that. I think Kurly wants revenge. He's playing like he wants revenge. But at this point, he's like, no. No, I'm not going out like this. No, and you know what? Shrimp's like, I'm not hearing that shit because you're not gonna hit that flute swing. That's not happening. Both of them are playing very offensively right now. Even for Shrimp, he's playing not to be defensive, but he's using his defensive to get offense. Like, and like, I guess like ideally, yeah, but there's like, it's hard to explain, but there's a difference in that, like a whole difference. Come here. Because some people can use their defensive to gain more defense. So for example, like Deja, that's exactly how she plays. She uses her defensive for more defensive, but Shrimp is using his defensive for more offensive. And it's very obvious, and you could tell kind of just how eager they are, right? Oh wow, he couldn't get that out. He couldn't get that out because Kurly threw that exhaust and it basically shielded him. He was like, I'm coated, baby. Oh, they're back to it. They're right back to it. But yeah, definitely you got to be careful when you're reading somebody, because you got to know what they want. And you can always tell just by, like, again, like their eagerness, and how just like impatient they are, right? When you see someone jabbing over and over, they definitely just want offense. They don't want anything else but, you know what I mean? And he was just like using his ability a lot. So he just wanted to get in. That's all he wanted. He was using his defensive for offensive. He just wanted to get in. Solid. Oh, nice side kick. Out that. Kurly with his pixel. Oh, but it wasn't working. It wasn't working. And here they are again. The same situation, only reversed, where Shrimp is at the disadvantage for health, but it's not that significant to where he can't make this comeback. What's going to happen? Solid pressure. Hosing him down. Staying on him. Good 50-50s. He got tracked. That was a dishonest tracking. That was because of lag. He avoided that, but it was not in range. Double wobble low. The opponent's out of stamina. Oh, and he... Oh, my goodness. And there you go. There you go. He came back with that liver and he closed that gap. Kurly is at the disadvantage. Oh, no, they're about toe-to-toe now. They're about equal. They're about even. No, Shrimp is a little bit lower now. He has to be very careful. He's pressing. He's getting real nervous now. He's getting real nervous now. I'm telling you, people who have low health, they're going to be more prone to use their pokes. And that's why Kurly can safely just not jab. And that's why he's trying to avoid it out the middle of his string, because when people have low health, they're going to poke. And Kurly knows. He's respecting his player. Oh, my God. Because at the end of the day, either one of them could make that comeback. They're both very solid, well-rounded fighters, so anything can happen. But now the score is 4-1. The score is 4-1, and we still have a lot of clip left. So we're gonna see how this goes. Shrimp taking pressure very easily. Tried to poke. Probably anticipated 1-inch punch. Wasn't coming. Oh, and the flute swing. Just turns into a Beyblade. He's just a Beyblade, and he's going to keep throwing this flute swing. I don't think anybody would actually see these flute swings coming, honestly. Nobody would. Because it's just so out of place, unorthodox. I would never have anticipated anyone for those flute swings. Feints the flute swing, but Kurly's not hearing it. Kurly wants all the pressure he can get. Still taking it very slow. And he's not hearing that no more. Kurly just hosing him down. Taking what little damage he can, because Kurly knows that if he gets too aggressive, he's going to lose this. Shrimp is feinting way too much. Oh, but he still got him. He still got him, but he was feinting way too much in that situation, because if Kurly would have just pressed off of his avoid, he still would have got it, even if he thought he avoided when he really didn't. So he should be lucky that Kurly is that calculated to where he doesn't press a button unless he hears the actual sound of the windfall avoid. And that's kind of what you guys got to get your fingers used to as well. Because in that situation, for example, if he would have pressed thinking he got the avoid and Shrimp would have reacted to the fact that he missed an avoid and Shrimp would have let it go, Kurly would have got hit. I mean, he still died, but he would have got hit a lot sooner. So you want as much time alive as you can, honestly. Like, you don't want to die, because you could probably flip it, right? But no, because press. Where is Shrimp? Where are they? There we go. They are both just inactive today. What are they doing with their lives? There we go. Go. We're back. We back. And they're ready. Kurly's on guard. On guard. Head edge. Tested some waters. Smacked him. Kurly just took back that pressure, and he's just on his ass. And right there, that delay in the hit, you can tell there's a little bit of lag. Oh, hold that. He was able to feint to a guard, and he's not taking it. But his stamina got punished severely, but it's okay. In a situation where the health is equal, I'd much rather lose stamina than health anyway. So crazy how every time Kurly decides to use his exhaust, BubbaShrimp is already like ready. He's like, nah, I'm out the way already, dude. I'm not finna read this shit. I'm not finna get caught up in this loop. And then it makes Kurly have to do things he doesn't usually do just to close the gap. Shrimp is doing a very good job at keeping his distance. And not only keeping his distance, but also keeping his pressure. He's doing a very good middle ground. Oh, I'm telling you, every time they both flute swing, Kurly wins. But Kurly can't get no triple flute swing, though. That's... he can't get that triple flute. Oh, that... Yo, listen, that was sexy. Shrimp, man, dude, Shrimp is phenomenal. Look at that reel. Let's go back and look at that. No, at this moment, hell no. Under that shit. He knew that was there. He knew what was going to happen. He knows. He doesn't care. You cannot sidekick this man. He doesn't know what a sidekick is. He just goes under it every time. Kurly is really trying to get his shit back. Like, oh. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way of that shit. Get out the way. Move. Do stuff. Oh. That conditioning. Just look at him. All these straights. What do you think is on Kurly's mind, right? Like, what do you think? Like, he has no stamina. Like, the only thing you can go off of is the same pattern you've been seeing. I mean, it only makes sense with how flashy Shrimp is playing as far as just, like, his flex, right? Like, he's one-inch punching. He's flute swinging out of neutral 3 times. Like, it makes sense that you would think he'd probably try to, like, you know, embarrass you by using the low back fist, the wall loop over and over. But nope. It boom. Rip. That's crazy as hell, ain't it? That's crazy as hell. Flute swing. Look, he does not care. Look, really. He's like, shit. This flute swing is brutal, because yeah, it is. It's very devastating. Oh my goodness. Oh. He's not reading that. Oh, he could get his void out. They're in each other's head a little bit. Trying to anyway. Oh, he wasn't plus? He should have been plus. That should have been plus. Slides into the DMs. Looks like again, Kurly's back in the same position. Low on stamina. He has to be very careful, because that's when Shrimp wants to shine. Nice. That was solid. That was really solid. See, when you go toe-to-toe like that, those matches can get real scary. You got a guard break mixed into the loop, so blocking can't really be too big, but they're doing a very good job of just not, like, mashing. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of feinting here, but there's a lot of feinting for reasons. There's a lot of deception going on. Come here. Where are you going? And see, Kurly... What Kurly just did was he ran up to him and blocked, and he just stayed on guard. Because every single time, and this is where you have to be aware of your own shortcomings. Every single time Kurly has ran up to Shrimp, up to that point, Shrimp has hit him. And has completely nullified his exhaust. Oh, out the way of that. Because Shrimp will use it, and Kurly is understanding that. Like, Shrimp will actually throw that one-inch punch. All this pressure's on Kurly. Oh, nice avoid. Shrimp likes to read. He likes to. He likes Harry Potter books. He'll sit there and read forever. Oh, and it's over. Temple knock to kill that. Score is 2-4. 2-4 and 4 for Kurly, who is also Slyfully, by the way, if you guys haven't figured that part out yet. Old PSN right here. This is actually a really old fight. I was supposed to analyze this fight a while ago, and I just never got around to doing it. For number one, at the time I was working, and this fight is very long. It's going to be a lot of time just to sit here, but now I have a lot of time to just sit here, so cool. Right now they're just playing footsies, holding neutral, going back and forth with their pressure. Nothing too major going on right now. Step cancels, little conditioning. But really what's happening is this is a battle of stamina by this point. And both of them know this. Like, they're not going to let each other break each other's guard. Like, it's not going to happen. Unless that gets mixed. Oh, but guess what? Kurly has that too. And he anticipated way too much. Oh, he was able to throw that out. But he was looking way too much for that wobble low kick. And he still is, because he knows Kurly is more inclined to throw a wobble low kick than a 1-inch punch. And this is why conditioning is so important. That is exactly why, because he's so used to seeing that shit. That anytime Kurly goes to that stance, he's just jumping. But guess what? There's a 50-50 there. You cannot be too dependent on one thing, because he has two things, you know? It's a 50-50. It's this or it's or that. So it gets real nerve-wracking in those situations, because you just got to pray that your mind will not deceive you, right? You have to pray that not only are they conditioning you, but that they've conditioned themselves within their fingers. Because if they're just so used to pressing this button in that stance, then, you know, you got to pray that that's so deeply rooted that you just obviously jumping over and over, telling them, hey, I know a low is coming, won't make them throw a mid. You know what I mean? Nice. Good shit. BubbaShrimp entered the trial, and they're doing a good job shifting their pressure. Doing a very good job shifting their pressure, because their pressure is like, you know, look at it. Just look at it. It's very calculated. They're not just like gonna like spamming each other all day, right? I mean, they are hitting each other a lot. Don't get me wrong, but they will disengage even on their own pressure, because they know they need to. You have to. Look, see, even on his own pressure, he's disengaging because he knows he cannot toe-to-toe that. Especially because right now, he has the health disadvantage and the stamina disadvantage. He's not plus on anything. And it's making Shrimp real greedy. Nice delays. Kurly's willing to sacrifice his guard. Right now, he's trying to, like, micro-block. Pulse guardians, they also call it, which is basically whenever you're like blocking in the middle of, okay, so for example, let's say someone had low back fist and the back ear, right? The small window between those two moves, you would let go of your guard and then get your guard right back. And it's almost like if you ever played Mortal Kombat, it's like flawless blocking. So yeah, you would basically just do that to make sure your stamina just stays as high as it can. And that was really Kurly's only useful tool in this position, because oh my god, if he would have just sat there and let his guard break, Shrimp would have just ended him. It would have been over. Shrimp is just taking pressure. Under that. Out of the way of that. Shrimp is doing a very good job just taking his pressure back. And oh my goodness. Where is his stamina? Where is his stamina? The Shrimp at the shards. He's letting him get away. He let him get away. So now they're back at full stamina. And Shrimp still has the health advantage. He still has the health advantage. He missed. That was a whiff punish. Solid. And now they're getting pretty even in health. Neck and neck in health. This can go any way. This can go any way right now. BubbaShrimp's health is only slightly higher than Kurly's. Yeah, now it's about even. Now they're about even. Oh. Not anymore. Not anymore. Kurly is low on stamina. He cannot take a guard too much. But so is Shrimp. They're about even. They're about even. Probably Shrimp could take 2 more hits. Kurly probably only take 1 flute swing. Oh no. It was over. And I miscalculated that. I said flute swing. No, low back fist. It's a low back fist. It is now 3-4. These guys are doing phenomenal right now. And Shrimp is really outdoing himself with this, because this is some beautiful play right here. This is some beautiful play from both of the fighters. So congratulations to them for just having the skill, and shout out to them both for being here today. I thank you guys for submitting this fight. This is really dope. Solid guard, and he thought that he had the time to do that. He's trying to read through his delays, because the thing about it, okay, let's talk a little about delays for a sec, and how what he did was actually kind of dope. So whenever someone is delaying, right, if you can anticipate not when they're going to attack to avoid, but when they're going to attack to counter hit, you can do a lot more. Because what he tried to do was throw his flute swing. So by the time that Kurly opened up, even if he threw a 12 frame against his 24 frame, right? Kurly would have been negative. Because by the time he would have opened up, that he would have been like -2 by that time, right? But it didn't quite work out that way because I think he either opened up a little bit earlier or he stayed on guard. I don't know what happened. Yeah, he opened up a little bit earlier than Shrimp anticipated. So he did a really good job like trying to bait that. And Kurly's playing a lot more defensively. He's using a lot more spacing because he needs to rework a strategy, right? Versus actually pressuring Shrimp. He needs to figure out how to do as much damage as he can when he can do it. And Shrimp is kind of realizing that and playing along. He's like, yeah, let's space. Let's space until we can't. Oh, he ate that. But I don't blame him because, you know, Kurly, he will just use that just to bait a reaction. Oh, and an earthquake to execution. And again, it's going to happen. You know, when you use powers, you got to be all the way or not at all, you know? Out the way of that. Solid. Slap. Good read, but that was a solid feint by Shrimp. Shrimp's stamina is gone. It's gone. It's gone. Come here. It's gone. It's over. Come here. Come here. Oh, under that. Oh, flute swing. What is life? And that was nice spacing right there. Look at this. Not here. Right here. This is where it starts, right? Unlock. This walk, right? This is fake. This is fake aggression. This is fake aggression, right? Watch. Stop. And look at Shrimp. Throwing the temple knock. Looking stupid. Just looking dumb. Look out. You can see it in his mask. He's, huh? Just looking dumb. There's the whiff. And there goes the punish. Bam. And now it's back on his pressure. Only Kurly's taking his slope. So he's not going to be too pressured. He's reading. And there goes exhaust. Oh, but Shrimp was ready for it. And Kurly jumped. He had no stamina. Kurly, what are you doing? What are you doing? Kurly's mad. Oh, he knew it. He knew anytime a player is just walking at you on guard, they know what you're going to do. Or, I'm sorry, off guard. When they're just off guard, just like walking just recklessly towards you, with no form, no calculation, no nothing, they know what's about to pop. Oh, nice. Flute swing is BubbaShrimp's weapon. See, and there we go again. Those delays, those solid-ass delays. He's really preying on Kurly and the timing to just be thrown off. He was negative by probably like 1 frame under that. And again, Kurly thinks that he knows what he's going to do because of the conditioning. All that conditioning. Every time someone goes to that stance, he's thinking low back fist, walla blow. Not flute swing. No, that does not occur to him. He thinks that's the mix-up, but it's not the mix-up. It's the opener. Shrimp is doing a really good job keeping this spicy. And double liver knee. Will we see a triple liver knee? No, it's a feint. He's not throwing it. And he threw it that time. But it was out of range. It wasn't going to hit. Sorry, Shrimp. Oh, over that. Into liver knee. Oh. A little bit too early on that avoid. Just a little bit. Thing about whatchamacallit, flute swing, is that understanding when to avoid that move is very hard. It's very hard. And he's just gonna just temple knock him over and over. But Kurly knows there's a mix-up. He's so confused. He's so confused. That's why he's locking off. He doesn't know what to do. Kurly is lost because Shrimp is doing a very good job at just calculating himself. Even though Kurly wants to read it, he's so conditioned by this. Oh my god. He's so conditioned by this point that he really cannot even contest Shrimp. He has to just play spacing. That's what he has to do. He has to go into like a She's Deja kind of style. He's going to have to really just play spacing because if he doesn't, Shrimp has got his number. It's over. You know? He's got his number. Oh, to the flute swing. Kurly's just trying to pressure him. He's going to just try to brawl him to death. It's not going to work out that way. Kurly took a lot of damage in that chain of him having no stamina. And there goes the exhaust. Kurly's in trouble. Kurly's in trouble. He should have threw that 12 frame. He could have got it out. Oh, what do you duck? There is no high in that stance. And it's over. Solid. But Kurly has a huge health disadvantage. If Kurly makes a comeback off of this, he's going to have to work really fucking hard. Like, really fucking hard. Because that is a huge disadvantage. There you go. Nice. Earthquake to catch him. Kurly just wants pressure. He just wants pressure. That's Kurly's mainstay kind of play style. Kurly likes pressure. He wants to be on pressure, but he cannot pressure this guy. Shrimp is just too good with the reads. He's too good with the tech. He's big brain. He's really big brain. What is the score here? It's 4-4. This is it. This is a first to 5, almost a whole ass hour long. Look at this. Good sportsmanship to these guys. And again, shout out to these guys. They are talented fighters. Both of them are very talented fighters. Sidekick. Over that, solid reads. You can't pressure this guy. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. He whiffs. Kurly gets in. I'm very excited to see how this is going to play out. Let's say first to 5. Who's going to get this? Under that. He could get away in time. Oh. Nice spacing, but it wasn't enough. Earthquake. Food swing. Stamina damage is pretty good. They're pretty toe-to-toe when it comes to health for the most part. Oh, over that. Nice read. Solid feint into ability. Out the way of that. He whiffed. He whiffs. Oh, I thought he was gonna whiff again. Oh my. Shrimp has his number. That's it. He just has his number. It's over. It's over. It's over. What is going on? Dude, Shrimp is on some shit, bro. Shrimp is on some fucking shit, isn't he? Like, what is going on? Oh my god. Bruh, where's my water? My voice is cracking. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What is happening? What is going on? Shrimp has his number. Look at Kurly. He's just like, what the fuck? What is going on? This is insane. I've never seen so much checkmate. Pressure. Lots of pressure. Staying on him. Oh, out the way. Oh, under that. Couldn't get out. Wasn't safe. Stamina damage. Ah, and it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Kurly was good. He was straight. And you can just kind of see the way Kurly's just staring off into space right now. He's just like, fuck. You can just see his face. He's like, God damn it. This is too much. This is too much, man. This guy is good. What is, I didn't realize I was going up against. What is, oh. You know he's going to use that. You know he's going to use that. That is his weapon. When at range, he does something strange. You know, I wonder if he wouldn't have fainted that sidekick if he would have actually got it out. He's going to let Kurly dig himself a grave, but Kurly knows what's going on. He's not going to fall for that. That's pretty basic. Nah, that was too early. Sidekick. Kurly is really playing his spacing. He has to. You cannot pressure this guy. That was the first time that they have contested flute swings and Shrimp has won. Shrimp is just glowing right now. This is his game. He's just glowing. Too early. And I feel like for Shrimp, that's more like an IDK, right? Like, he doesn't really know what's going on, right? If he doesn't know if Kurly's going to throw the move he's anticipating or the 50-50 to it, he's just going to exhaust the time he thinks he's going to get hit. I'm kind of realizing that now. That's what he's going to do. He's just going to exhaust when he thinks he's going to get hit. Look at that. Look at that. That's some beautiful respect for each other right there. He's baiting. He knew it. He read it. And there was a space right there. Kurly's like, no, I'm not going to contest that. Shrimp, he's a little bit too eager. But Kurly knows he has a lot to lose this position. This is match point. Oh my god. He has his number. Not with the 1-inch punch. Okay, never mind. I was to say, man, not with the 1-inch. Not with the 1-inch. They're pretty even. Like, literally, there's only a pube shaved off of his health. This can definitely be in Shrimp's favor. This is the final round in their first to 5, and I'm scared. I'm so scared. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not rooting on anybody because they're so even. Like, this is not a one-sided fight. Both players are very talented. You see how slow the 1-inch punch is? Because even though Shrimp is technically plus, I mean, he wasn't really, because he threw such a slow move. Over that. You're not going to pressure this guy. Oh, he's using that earthquake to keep his momentum, because he knows that he has to stay on top. But see, in the same time, it's kind of bringing him out of his element a little bit, because now he's entering Kurly's world. And Kurly knows that. He knows what he's doing right now. Kurly is very confident right now. He's very collected. So this is very interesting, because I don't really know what's going to happen, but you still cannot pressure this guy. He's reading everything. I don't know what he tried to sidestep. He's playing spacing. It's very risky right now, guys. It's very risky. This is hot. Live or need. That I don't know, man. Right now, I'm gonna have to call it in Kurly's favor. Like, this is really going his way right now. I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't seen this fight, so I'm just as lost as y'all right now. We're both all in suspense. I'm biting nails. I'm biting nails. Because Shrimp, knowing him, he can still make this happen. He can still make this work. Man, I'm scared. Is it flute swing? Is it flute? No. Oh my. Oh no. Oh my god. Dude, I really wanted Shrimp to win that. I really did. And not toward any ill will to Kurly, but just because he worked so hard. He worked so hard. He really did. We're not watching me. Get me off the TV. Thank you. He worked so hard for that, you know, and I really think that he deserved that win. But regardless of the fact Kurly got the game, that's the bottom line. But that was almost a reverse 5-0. No, it was a reverse 4-0. I'm sorry. That would have been really, really bad on Kurly, because he'd been like, damn. But dude, Shrimp, shout out to you, bro. You did the fucking deal, bro. That was amazing. That was phenomenal. I'm glad that this could have been the first premiere fight. Man, dude, that was insane. Like, I'm blown away. I'm just in shock. That was amazing gameplay right there, you guys. If you take anything from it, that is the importance of disengagement right there. People think that backpedaling makes you a bitch because people usually get annoyed. The reason why people get annoyed by backpedaling so much is because everybody just wants to mash buttons. You cannot mash buttons at somebody who's away from you. So using spacing becomes very obnoxious, right? But it's not bad. You know, like, you shouldn't be worried about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to space. You have to space. And that's the reason why. Spacing helped out so much. Their neutral control helped out so much. You have to understand how to use these elements. And I think that this fight was a perfect example. But I do not want to drag this out to be an hour. Thank you guys for showing up. This is our first premiere fight, and we're going to have more, so long as you guys keep giving us some fight analysis. If you guys want to send me your fights, and I think that is premiere worthy, then for sure, or I'll just analyze it as a regular fight analysis. Either way that it goes. Thank you guys for coming out. It's been your boy Glock. God bless you guys. Stay inside. Drink fucking water. Goodbye.